Okay, we're beginning to get some people now. Okay, John, why don't you do your thing and maybe we'll pick up a couple of more people along the way.
Good evening. If it's your first time joining us, you'll notice that you're all muted and remain muted throughout the agenda except for the co-chairs and the presenters as we move through the agenda. Following the presentations, as we move through the agenda, the co-chairs will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can proceed by pressing the raise hand feature below. Do not press the wave or thumbs up feature, those disappear, and only press the raise hand feature once, or it will go back down a second time if you press it a second time. If you're calling your phone, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute yourself. Be on the lookout for a prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once the co-chairs call on you. The chat is available for technical support only and to help with Zoom software problems. Not to ask questions to co-chairs as they will not see the chat. If you're using an older version of Zoom, make sure to go to the React menu, Parts menu, or the More feature. You will find the raise hand feature over there potentially. If you are planning to speak during the meeting, please make sure to name yourself with your first and last name so we may know who is speaking during the meeting. Please do not raise your actual hand or wave at the screen as we'll be able to see you and chat with the support, of course.
Okay, thank you, John. Uh, Brad, I know, is here, but I don't know where Felice is, and I haven't spoken. Brad, have you spoken to Felice today? Is she coming to the meeting?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from her, but um, I can drop a note.
Okay, if you would, I'd appreciate that. Okay, why
Sure.
don't we start with the first item, Seneca Village, and I saw that John Reddick is here to talk about that in Central Park. John, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is John Reddick, and I serve as the Director of Community Outreach and Engagement, typically around capital projects. Right now, we have a grant from the Mellon Foundation over approximately a 2.5-year period to look at Seneca Village. And I have a presentation, if you can.
You'll be allowed to present now.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it visible to the group?
Not available yet. I don't see it on our end.
Um,
Now I can see it.
Okay, now it's up.
can you open it from your end? See if I do. 1 second.
Oh,
If I scroll it, can you see it as I scroll it?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And John, will you have a copy of this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll post it in chat as well.
As I mentioned, we have resources from the Mellon Foundation to move toward permanent commemoration. It's not funding for the actual and physical implementation, but it's about actually outreaching to the community and engaging the community in ways and different points of view. If you know anything about the area, Seneca Village was a community that predates Central Park. Its first purchases were actually 200 years ago in 1820. Well, now we're in 26, but in 1825, we celebrated this last year the 200th anniversary of the first purchases. It was a community of approximately 250 people and 52 properties, but 2/3 of the population was African American, a third was Irish, and a smaller percentage of German birth. It had 3 churches, a school, and high rates of property ownership, which in some cases made males eligible to vote in New York. And in New York, where only 112 African American men were able to vote, 12 of those voters were able to vote through land ownership or residency in Seneca Village. By 1857, however, the community was to be displaced by the building of Central Park, and for the most part, to the general public, its history was forgotten. To give you a little overview, if you look at the map, Seneca Village runs pretty much, the area runs from 82nd Street to 89th Street, from Central Park West to what would have been 7th Avenue. And to the right of that, where you see the ball fields, was where the reservoir once occupied the space. And so the reservoir was pretty much up the same time during the life of Seneca Village. So it really was the eastern boundary to the community. Here you can get a little better look. You can see the red dot there, sort of showing the general area where Seneca Village is, and you can see the larger map where you can see the outline and the brown color of the buildings that were on the area. The city had surveyed the island for the grid, but had not implemented all the streets. So they could lay out the lots in relationship to where the houses should be. But in Central Park, the streets were never cut through, so the grades varies very much with the current streets beyond it. There was approximately 600 residents to the full park area, and like I mentioned, 800 acres in total. Seneca Village had approximately 225 residents in its area. And again, here you can see the reservoir, the square just below that red dot, and then the community existed west of that between the reservoir and Central Park West. The long-term goal of this exercise, looking at commemoration, is to really, as I was mentioning, to aggregate public opinion. One of the things that we know, because we're in Central Park, was we're very much aware of the story the landscape can tell. It's still the highest point in Central Park. You can see over to the Hudson River. You can see the city drop to the south. You really get your sense of bearings in terms of the city, and it's a feeling I feel would go back to even the Native American presence in the island in terms of being able to locate yourself and feel a sense of elevation above the rest of the city. Also, there's a water source and other components that are still evident in the community that we want to really make the public more aware of, even before we think about commemoration. In that effort, like we're talking to you, we've also been talking to artists and creative players and other stakeholders to share this history. There's a lot of misinformation out about the community. So through our website, through our public engagement, we really look to expand the knowledge and see the Conservancy's website and our outreach as being a base of information for other creative players. Here's just a snapshot in the since 2025 of the different events we've been doing. We've celebrated Juneteenth in Seneca Village since the very first Juneteenth celebration. But last year in September, as I mentioned, we celebrated the 200th anniversary. There were 3 churches in Seneca Village, 2 of which still survive. All Angels in the Upper West Side, and Mother AME Zion Church, which eventually moved to Harlem. And so we had a church service in September to honor that anniversary at Mother AME Zion, and then we had a talk back with a variety of historians and the minister of that church. Below you can see the early Juneteenth event, and then we did an event this fall where we had young poets and musicians actually create stories and poetry and music around Seneca Village. And this is part of our ongoing activity of engagement. Some the artists we hired really early on are still on board, and they've been working on plays and musicals and things that will further illustrate the village in the public's imagination. We really encourage you to go to our website, centralparknyc.org/Seneca Village. You can go there and sign up to get our newsletter, also to be made aware of all the public events we plan to have over the next year and a half. If you want us to come in and talk, if you want to look to plan a tour of Seneca Village, you can schedule tours, educator tours are for free. So if you don't need school or a community group that's led by an educator, those tours are made free for them. They can schedule by coming to our website and making a reservation with our tour organizer. Here happens to be me with a rolled out map in the park. But it's really been thrilling to have this level of engagement. There is because of its connection with Central Park, it really has a billboard presence in the culture of New York, and we're getting a lot of inquiries from other areas. I don't know if you knew the Harlem historian Cal Jones, but he was actually able to track down one of the families. And so one branch lives in California, one branch lives in Maryland, and they've participated in our Seneca Village and our anniversary event last year. So we wanted to give this to you as an overview. We really encourage you as representatives of the community board to really pass the word along, and really encourage you to come to the website, sign up, and sort of solicit us for any other outreach you would like to have. And I'm willing to take questions if you have any questions.
Okay, John, can you help me with that? Because I can't see if there are any hands raised.
You're John, not me. I can't see if any hands are raised.
No, I'm asking John Krass, our
My
person from the board. He can see everybody.
hands are currently not up right now, coming from the public.
Okay, so could you call on them?
No, there's no one right now.
No one. Okay.
Okay, well,
Okay. Well, thank you, John, very much for your presentation. It's appreciated, and we'll look forward to hearing more about this. And this will be written up in our minutes and distributed to the board members, and it'll also be put up on our website.
oh, thanks so much.
Okay. I just, on a personal note, you mentioned Cal Jones's name. My husband and I were very friendly with him and have not spoken with him for some time.
Well, he passed away,
No, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
he
When
did.
did that happen?
Maybe about a year and a half or so ago.
Oh,
And we
I'm
were able to
sorry.
lobby and get him an obituary. I'll send a link to an obituary in the New York Times. They gave him a very nice profile. He
Oh, thank
passed.
you very much. He was just a terrific
Oh,
guy.
right. Really earnest. This was the Williams family, so you can imagine how hard it would be to find a Williams. But they happened to keep the same first name. Either for the boys, it was Andrew, and for the girls, it was some A variation. And through that, it helped him narrow down the search. But he was very diligent about it. He was a real gentleman. And, I learned a lot
Absolutely.
from him. He was wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your presentation. And if no one has any other questions, then we'll move on to our second item.
Okay, well,
And
thank you again. I'm going to drop out. So thank you.
okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
Our second item we've been waiting to hear for some time about, and that's the Central Park Reservoir Rehabilitation Project, which is being presented by the New York City DEP. And we have the Manhattan Borough Commissioner, Marty Fatu, here. We have Umberto Galarza here, and I don't know who else from your team is here. You sent us a long list of names. So, Marty, I don't know if you want to start, if you want to start the discussion first, and you can introduce the people as you go along. John, could we take down the
Oh, yes.
prior?
Absolutely. And good evening, everyone. Judy, Chair Snyder, thank you so much for having us. My name is Marty Fatu. I'm the Manhattan Borough Commissioner for the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. We are your water utility as well as your air and dust and noise enforcer, as well as our water supply for New York City. And we're really, really happy to be here tonight. I definitely wanted to thank Judy. Judy, I really appreciate your patience and the committee's patience I know it's been some time, but we wanted to make sure we had everything ready to go, that we could have a very thoughtful presentation put together for you that's truly comprehensive and goes through all of the main points and details that you've been asking about. Before I turn it over to the project team from our Bureau of Engineering, Design, and Construction, I'll quickly just run through the team that's with us tonight. First and foremost, my right hand, Humberto Galarza from our Community Affairs team, who you've been working with for years, I believe, on this project and many others. We also have Amanda Rampersad. She is the project manager for this project, for the rehabilitation project of the gatehouses. With her tonight is James Carlise. He's our accountable manager. I also believe we have Laura Diatil. She is our portfolio manager, also with our Department of Engineering, Design, and Construction. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Humberto to open it up. I did want to make a quick announcement, and you'll see on the lower left corner that Mayor Mamdani has appointed Lisa Garcia to be the DEP commissioner. She succeeds former Community Board 8 member Rit Agrawal, who served from 22 through just a few weeks ago. And Lisa comes to us from both the DEC, which is our state regulator, as well as the Environmental Protection Agency. She served there both under the Obama and the Biden administration. So we're really, really, really happy to have her on. But anyways, I will turn it over to Humberto and our team from Density.
Thank you, Manhattan Borough Commissioner Marty. Just want to say again, reiterate, thank you, Judy and John, for assisting us in setting this up for us. And we're happy to be here. And hello to the committee, Felice as well, and all the community board members. We're happy to be here to present the Central Park Reservoir Rehabilitation Center, which our design team at DEP has been working on for some time now, a few years, at least to my knowledge. But we're going to present and provide you some detailed information about the work that will take place later, hopefully the fall of this year or next year. If we can move to the next slide, and I believe Amanda's helping us out here. Our mission here, we always like to start off with our mission statement here at DEP. Our mission statement is to enrich the environment and protect the public health for all New Yorkers by providing high quality drinking water, managing wastewater and stormwater, reducing air, noise, and hazardous materials pollution. Next slide, please. Okay, so the Central Park Reservoir. The Central Park Reservoir and its facilities were constructed between 1858 and 1862 to store and provide potable water to Manhattan. The reservoir was decommissioned in 1993, but it is still owned and operated by DEP, regulated by the state, which is DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation. This project will rehabilitate the reservoir to meet DEC's dam safety regulations, including the safety and reliable means of emergency drawdown. We will explain that a little later on. This project is a faithful restoration of the reservoir and the 3 gatehouses. And to reiterate, we want to be respectful of the history of this reservoir, and we want to maintain it as such to its original state. Next slide, please. And I believe we'll hear from our experts who can take it over from here. Amanda or James?
All right, thank you, Humberto. I can take it from here. My name is James Carlisi. I'm the accountable manager, as you heard before, for this project. And this slide shows the project location. Mostly where we'll be working is around the reservoir and on the dividing wall. And we'll be working in and around the gatehouses, Gatehouse 1, Gatehouse on the north next to Gatehouse 2, and then Gatehouse 3 on the south side of the reservoir. We've worked with Department of Parks and Recreation and the Central Park Conservancy and LP and the Landmark Preservation Commission. As you know, the Central Park is landmarked and our buildings are all landmarked. And they've all reviewed our drawings and provided comments. And then for the Department of Parks and Recreation, they gave us a letter of intent to permit. We cannot get the formal permit until we have a contractor on board, but they've given us any issues that they've had with our drawings, any comments, we've answered them, and they give us a letter of intent to permit. And Landmarks Preservation has also given us a lot of comments that we picked up, and they're waiting for their formal reply shortly. A lot of the work is around the embankment. Roots from trees and vegetation can create seepage paths into the embankment, damaging the dam. And the project will remove tree stumps and root systems from the embankment of the reservoir and repair the stone and grout. Any loose stones or any missing grout, you can remove the stone, reset it in concrete. The stones are set in concrete, so they'll reset the stones in concrete and then put grout around the outside to prevent any seeds from going in and having plants to regrow. And the water level will be temporarily lowered 5 feet to perform this restoration. Next slide. On the left, you see, this slide shows the embankment work. And on the left, you'll see a slide for a picture from 1904, which shows the original intent of what the reservoir embankment should look like and what it's supposed to look like. In the current state, you can see there's a lot of vegetation growing and a lot of other disruptions to the wall. And then on the right is the future restored condition. The project scope in the gatehouses, they control the flow of the water in and out of the reservoir. And although the reservoir is decommissioned as a drinking water source, it must remain operational for safety. The gatehouses control the flow of water in, as I said, out of the reservoir. The project will upgrade the mechanic systems of the gatehouses that control the flow of water and provide a comprehensive restoration of the historic architecture. The project will also seal the decommissioned underground water mains. This is the current condition of Gatehouse 1, and you can see the doors and the windows. The windows are blocked up, and the door is basically rusting and has to be restored. Next slide. So for Gatehouse 1, you can see this is the windows. They're going to be on the left. You see the picture. We have pictures from 1909 which show the original situation, the original condition. Right, you can see in the middle they've basically been blocked up. And so on the right-hand side is the architectural drawing showing them being restored to their original condition, but with modern glass and design elements from obviously steel that they can use what they have today. Next slide. This is the existing door with the steel frame for Gatehouse 1. As I said, see the existing condition. So the picture on the left from 1909 is the original condition, and then you see on the right, it's or towards the middle, there's the condition today where it's deteriorated. So on the far side, you see the architectural drawing showing the doors being restored to their original condition from 1909, or as shown in the picture from 1909. This is the rear door at Gatehouse 1, which leads out to the dividing wall. The rear metal door does not appear to be original, but the door will be replaced with a steel frame to match the aesthetic of the existing front door. The next slide. Oh, this is Gatehouse 2. Gatehouse 2 has a railing in the front, a wrought iron railing in the front, which you can see has deteriorated over time, and it has a balcony in the rear that also has wrought iron that has rusted over time. The next slide. So this one also will replace in Gatehouse 2 the windows again, which have basically been closed over or bricked up. And you can see from 1909 on the left, there's a picture we have pictures of the original condition, kind of the transom with the flower kind of pattern on top. So as you can see on the right, the architect is restoring the original condition, and with, like I said, he's using some modern materials, new steel frame windows, and this kind of thing. The next slide. The railing has to be restored as well. The railing in the front and the wrought iron railing in the back on the balcony. So there's some medallions, and the posts have a CA, which stands for Croton Aqueduct. We have pictures from 1909 of that balcony. So we can restore it basically that to the same look as before. On the right, you might not notice, but the railing has to be raised about 2 feet. It's the same railing. It'll just be on basically on a 2 foot column or 2 foot pedestal to meet the requirements for a modern railing that you don't fall over. I think it's about 4 feet, 42 inches total height per code. The door at Gatehouse 2, as you can see on the left, we have another rendering from 1888 of what it looked like. The condition today, you see, it's rusted as a lot, and there's been a louver put in. I think that's an antenna that they were using as an antenna in the middle. That's all to be removed. And on the right-hand side is the architectural drawing of what it will look like when they restore it to the original condition. This is the rear door. The rear door also has to be restored. As you can see, there's a picture on the left from 1888 that we were looking at before. This one has, it seems like moss has grown on it. It's rusted. It has a louver again put in the middle. So that'll have to be removed, and then it'll be replaced as shown in the architectural drawing on the right. Gatehouse 3 is the current condition of Gatehouse 3 on the south side of the reservoir. The Gatehouse 3, the refurbished, it refers to windows. The windows, as you can see in the picture from 1909, that's the original condition. The picture in the middle shows what has happened over time, where some of the panes have been taken out. There's been some antennas used through the window. All that'll be removed and replaced with the rendering on the right, which shows that's showing the window from the inside, though, which has handles but it'll be replaced with impact resistant glass and impact resistant obscure glass and some dummy handles to mimic the original condition. This is the front door. The front door, we have another picture from 1909, fortunately, and then so that shows the original condition. And then you see the condition today. DEP put up some gates to use while they're working in the building. Those gates will remain, but the door itself, the whole, will be changed to all that transom will be removed with the louver that's shown there, and it'll be 2 full height doors as you see on the right hand side. This is the work on the rear of Gatehouse 3. Gatehouse 3 has a balcony as well, but there's no actual picture of it. It looks like it might have been added at some point, but it leads out onto the dividing wall, so it might have been functionally easier than getting down to the wall. But so they put this wrought iron balcony in, so that balcony will be restored as best we can to what we believe it should have looked like, and you can see the drawing on the right. This shows the staging area, Gatehouse 1 and Gatehouse 2. There's a work area in front of Gatehouse 1. The work area will leave 3 feet, a 3-foot gap for the 3-foot space on the path for the joggers to pass. So the path will never be closed while we're doing our work. There'll always be room for them to jog past where we are. There's a staging area, a little bit like it's kind of on a downhill, but that's between the bridle path and the running path. There's also a work area on the bridle path. So work area will only be at certain times, but and the pedestrians will be a 10-foot minimum space on the bridle path for people to pass, or I guess cars as well drive on the bridle path. Next slide. This is the staging area at Gatehouse 3. Similar idea. There'll be work in front of the gatehouse, a working area in front of the gatehouse. As I say, working on the windows, the doors. So that'll be, but we'll always leave at least 3 feet for the people to jog past. So the jogging path will always be open. On the bridle path, there's a working area which we'll use which we'll use down. You can see it down to the kind of down the hill there. And then on the bridle path, then there'll be a staging area as well. And both spaces will have at least 10 feet for cars and people to pass. And then we have some trailers that will be 2 trailers that we're going to use a little further down the bridle path for the construction manager and the DEP staff. Oh, there'll be part of the project will be to restore the it'll be to line the sewer that leads from Gatehouse 3 to 74th Street and 5th to drain the reservoir. and the connection at 74th and 5th, they need to line as well. And so that at that point there'll be work done there. So DEP requires access to sewer manholes, and they'll have some excavation to seal the decommissioned water mains that runs through as well. And so a lane closure will be required for maybe like 3 separate times for 3 or 4 day periods. And there'll be some pavement, and then the pavement will be repaired on location. The anticipated schedule, the active construction period will be basically from the winter of 2027 until the fall of 2030. The construction hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. There will be some construction hours at night, like the work for that connection. Right now, we have scheduled as nighttime closure. There'll be some work on the north side from Gatehouse 1 as well. There's a sewer line. There's a sewer line from Gatehouse 1 that has to be restored as well, and that'll affect the ball fields. And CPC who will only allow us to do that work from November 16th till February 28th. And then we'd have to resod and have the turf grown for the ball fields. And I think they play soccer there as well. And the project cost is about $54 million. These are some DEP for some ways to connect with DEP. If you need some information, it's Marty's information and Umberto for the most part. I think they also sent you our information as well. Any questions or any issues?
I have a couple before we go to the public. The pictures you showed us of the different gatehouses, all the stone will remain the same. You're just working on the doors and the lintels above.
Correct. Yeah, the stone will be cleaned, but that's all. There's no changing of the stones.
Stone. Okay. And are you doing actually anything to the reservoir itself, to the water in the reservoir? If you are, I didn't get that.
No, we're not doing anything to the actual water. No,
Mm.
we're working on the dam, the embankment that contains the water is contained in.
Right.
So there will be a drawdown period. We will have to draw the reservoir down 5 feet in order to do that work. And then it will be,
Right.
but other than
And
that, we are not doing anything to the water.
And then you'll bring it back up to its original height when you're complete.
That's
The
dependent
5
on,
feet.
that's dependent on the water availability at the time. So for instance, if we're in severe drought, that refill may be delayed.
Okay. All right. So this is basically the work around the gatehouses and around the reservoir. It's not actually, for some reason, I thought it was the reservoir itself. And you're saying no to that, other than lowering it 5 feet to do the work. Are you doing anything? This picture that's up now, the picture on the left shows the high metal fencing. Are you doing anything to the fencing around the reservoir?
No, we have to remove some pieces of it to temporarily to get in to do our work, but we are not.
But it'll be restored.
Yeah, they'll just put the pieces back.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, fine. John, could you do me a favor? Could you, because I do not have the facility on my computer to see if anyone from the public has their hands raised. I
Yes.
see, I think Rita has her hand up, but other than that, I can't see anyone else.
There are 2 members from the public who have their hand raised. First, there's Lo, unmute right now.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Lo Vandervalk. I'm representing Carnegie Hill Neighbors. Thank you for this really excellent presentation. It's going to be a real source for us going forward. And it's finally done, and it addresses all of the features that we can see visually and relate to. Just a bit of local color. I just wanted to alert people that there was a movie 50 years ago called Marathon Man, and it shows you the condition of the reservoir and the gatehouses 50 years ago. It's an exciting movie. It shows you also how bad the track was and all that has really over the years through various grants including from individuals, restored the track and restored the fence. So there's a long history here, and our community is deeply involved, and we're deeply appreciative of this undertaking. I just want to have I have one question, and that is, could you explain the potability of the water and how it fits into the water supply scheme of Manhattan?
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, there wasn't a Dustin Hoffman in them. It doesn't know, but anyway, but marathon. But yeah, the system is decommissioned, so it's not used as a drinking water source any longer, but it is filled with New York City drinking water. But it's not used for it's not connected to the drinking water system. It's not a drinking water source anymore.
Would it ever be used as a backup?
No, I don't. There would be
Actually, part of this project is to permanently remove it from the drinking water system. So it would not be used as a backup. It could not be used as a backup once this work is complete.
Okay, and then that follow-up question to that is, what will be the state of the water? Will there be any renewal of the water over time, or will it become just a stagnant pond?
No, they'll still be able to fill the reservoir and refresh it, and they'll also be able to drain the reservoir, so they'll be able to move water in and out of the reservoir.
Okay, so is it expected there will be wildlife such as turtles and fish?
That I don't know. I mean, I imagine there will be, but it's
there currently are turtles.
Yeah, turtles. But if they're there now, they probably would still be there.
Yeah, this project won't change the water chemistry of
Right.
the reservoir.
Okay, thank you so much, and a wonderful presentation.
Like,
Mary?
Hey, thank you for this presentation. I was just sort of curious along the same lines. Would anything be done to take the garbage out that's currently in the water? And if you weren't planning that, would that be something that volunteers could do, or anyone that could kind of get a lot of trash out while either the water's lowered or while you're working?
maybe Marty, do you know if you could organize that? I'd
Hi, can you hear me now?
yeah. Hi, Marty. Oh, yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So, Humberto may be able to share a little more on this, but I do believe that we do routinely clean in and around the reservoir. In terms of a private organization or a nonprofit doing that, for liability and safety and security issues, we typically wouldn't be able to permit that. With that being said, if you're seeing an extra amount of debris in the water or anything like that, or on the paths, you can always put in a ticket to 311. You can contact us. We can work very closely with the Parks Department. If there's stuff in the water, of course, we would take additional steps. But in terms of a third party, I don't think so. But Humberto may know a little more, as he's been a little more familiar with the project, and he's been here a long time.
Thanks, Marty. Sorry, I couldn't unmute, and so thank you, John. Yeah, we wouldn't allow. It's a nice gesture. We appreciate that. We obviously want to. This project is also to make sure that aesthetically it looks great, because we care about it just as much as you do. But it's a risky proposition. We do not allow anybody else in the water. It's actually deeper than it looks. So.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate all of that, and good to know that we can go to 311 for when it seems like there's garbage piling up.
Yeah, I would assume so, with litter, and also with the rainfall, the storm. Sometimes it drags some litter leaves onto the reservoir. But we'll take that back to our team and see if we can, since we're working this, we'll try to clean that up while we're on site. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rita, can we unmute Rita?
Thank
She
you
was-
for the presentation. It was actually very informative. I have a question, and I'm a New Yorker and I'm almost embarrassed to ask this question. What goes on in the wheelhouses, and are they manned by people?
Oh, very good question. It's a good question. The gatehouses, they have basically gates that they can raise and lower, that allow the water to enter or leave the reservoir, depending upon which pipes there are and how it's set up. So the gatehouses will the gatehouse on gate like gatehouse one, that'll send water to the north, and I think out typically we used to go out to Columbus Avenue, I think, and it also had and then gatehouse three also has a drain that can drain the reservoir that runs uh around down towards the mat, down towards 80, that goes down to 74th Street, like we were shown before. And then it also has lines that used to supply, that was Lauren was talking about. Those lines we're gonna cap those lines and fill them with concrete. So that's as part of the project. So that's the decommissioning of those lines. So it's a good question. That's why the gatehouses, most people aren't familiar with them, but they're not manned. They're only they're like visited. They go there, but they're not manned 24 hours a day.
Just out of curiosity, when the reservoir is full, how deep is it?
How deep is it?
Oh, how deep? I forgot the number of. Yeah, it's Do you remember it a minute? It was
Just out of curiosity.
I don't remember, but I could
40 feet.
Okay.
Thank you.
yeah.
We were asked that question. I thought I would be prepared for it, and that number slipped. So I apologize. But it is very
I
deep.
didn't hear it. What was the answer?
40
she's
feet.
asking, she's asking for the depth. How deep is the reservoir to get to the bottom? Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
While you have that slide up, you talked about 3 gatehouses, but you have 4 circles on that slide. What's the 4th circle over there?
That's just to show the embankment. It's like a highlight. The 4th circle, then it's enlarged. It's just to show see that enlarged picture on the right?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
enlarged picture is taken from inside that circle.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just hard to
Thank
see.
you.
It's just hard to see that. So we enlarged the picture to the side.
Okay. Thank you. Brad?
Hi, this is Brad. I just want to say, thank you to the staff for the hard work on this project and the presentation. It's clear that some of these items are well over 100 years old, and really, deserve some attention. So we really appreciate that. And we can never have enough, great green space on the Upper East Side and in Manhattan. So I just want to say thank you for this presentation and your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else, John, that wants to speak?
No one else has raised their hand right now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, folks, for coming. We really appreciate it. I believe you said the work will start in 2027.
Yes.
Late 2026, early 2027.
Yeah. So we look forward to that, and we always look forward to the completion of a project in 2030. So, please.
Best case scenario, late 2026. Worst case,
Oh.
2027. Am I
Okay.
right, James?
You are right.
Okay.
Okay. So please, if anything changes, keep us, Umberto, you have my number. Keep
Yeah.
us informed of any changes or anything that happens on the project. And thank you all very much for coming tonight. The community really appreciates it. Okay, we'll
I'm
move.
sorry, I think you have one more question, Judy, from Ashley Hendel.
Okay, thank you very much, Marty. I can't see the screens. John, can you unmute Ashley?
Yes.
Hi, this is Ashley. I just wanted to ask, is there any sort of like risk mitigation plan in place for the wildlife in the reservoir while the construction is being done, especially for like migrating birds that come to the reservoir?
So we are mindful of some of the animals, and we are, we're not in the business of sheltering but we are mindful. We will proceed with caution. In terms of a risk management, I'm not sure if we have such a plan in place, but we definitely are aware. And Lauren, anybody, do we have an answer for that? Is that something we can get back to them? Oh, James.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh no, I lost him.
No,
You're
you're
good to go,
you're
James.
Oh, I thought I lost you. Okay. Sorry about that. No, it just said that we're doing the reservoir in steps. Like it's like maybe it's like 20 feet or 50 feet at a time. And that should mitigate a lot of the issues with that. They'll just move to, we're not doing the whole thing at once where we'll disturb all the animal or all the, so it's in pieces. It's in like 50 feet or, we're going to do it in pieces. So we'll do a section of the reservoir embankment and then move to the next one and move to the next one. So we only do it in basically smaller chunks. So we're not disturbing the whole reservoir. If there's birds or whatever that are in one area, they'll just move over, out of our way. And then we're not lowering the reservoir enough to really affect any kind of fish or anything like that. It's only a few feet and it should be fine for them as well. So yeah, we did investigate that, and doing it that way we will not be disturbing any of the animals.
Thank you, James.
Yes.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
425.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you, Judy. Thank you,
Thank
John.
you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Barry.
for coming.
Take care.
Okay, I don't know who wants to go first, Robert or Sheena, and if you want to tell us what's going on in the parks in our district, whichever one of you wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. So we have, three little major, excitements here. Rubric Park. Our former borough commissioner, who's now our parks commissioner, Tricia Shimamore, has agreed to not lower the fence at Rubric Park.
Oh, wonderful. So the existing fences will remain.
Will remain.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Okay.
the best news you could give.
Yeah, we thought that'll be, that'll win over everybody tonight. Okay. So at St. Catherine's Park, it's in post-design phase. We took additional time to plan for the new public restroom that's going to be there. I was there with them, Capital, earlier this week, and so they could check out the drain lines, and they're there, and we're going to be able to extend the restroom with an extra stall on each. So we received additional funding. I think we did. We got we went with the Friends group and discussed and requested a larger restroom renovation. That's going to be separate from the playground. The playground are going to be done first, and then we'll do the conference station. We still trying to get the funding for it, or the funding needed, but we decided to do a new one. Similar to, let me give you a location that you might want to take a look at. Matter of fact, I'll bring next meeting, I'll bring a photo of it. I'll email you the photo of what it would look like. The restroom, what we're looking at, but it's beautiful in nature, right? It's all beautiful. Promise you
Is it the
it is.
same as what they're putting in at Rupert? Or is it different?
Yes, it's that. It's the same. Absolutely, yes. It's the same as Rupert. Yes.
Okay, so people can just look at
the
Rupert meeting and see the picture.
See the picture there. Correct. 24 Sycamore. As everyone is aware that the restrooms is down there. We have porta potties in this place, but the Public Design Commission has now approved the preliminary design. The design is scheduled to be completed at the end of June, and we are working on getting the needed permits, approvals from DEP and the MTA, and securing additional funding in order to include the reconstruction of the sewer line for the public restroom building. So at this moment now, the building is not operational, but we're looking for great news ahead so we can get the building back open to the public as well as my staff to be able to work out of there.
You have any idea when you will be getting that funding?
I don't know, but Steve is working very hard at that, at obtaining it. That was one of our pushes that we're pushing for 24 Sycamore, to get done. And that's our terrific news. Especially Rubric. We're coming so close to Rubric, everybody. Rubric is coming. It's getting closer. It's getting closer.
Yes. Rita's got the biggest smile on her face.
It's getting closer. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm coming out with this shovel myself.
Okay.
All right. If anyone has, well, just to let you know, we were really, really effective this during this major storm. It was some minor delays, but and I'm not sure if everyone is aware of, we work in phases, and when a storm like this occurs, our main priority is the sidewalks, the crosswalks, and the bus stops. And because we had such a major storm, we focused on those items before we were focusing inland, getting around the park, clearing off the safety matting, and clearing our schoolyards. Our main focus was to work alongside sanitation, as we are, instructed to do, and try to clear up as many crosswalks and many sidewalks, and fire hydrants. So yeah, there was a little few complaints, but our main job had to be that first. So it wasn't that we didn't want to get into our schoolyards or into our playgrounds, is that we had to focus on you being able to walk to get to the playground. So, and we caught up. We were able to open up a lot of the areas, and within our area. We're still working on them because, as everyone knows, it's still a lot of ice and snow down. We just need about a 90-degree weather for one day, and we can be free of this. But we did a great job at getting to all our sites. It was a very tiresome job too, but we did the best that we could do, and most of our schools, like Samuel Seabury, we were able to open up. St. Catherine's, we were able to get up, and we did a second phase in St. Catherine's today. So a lot of pathways and the swing area and the playground area were clear, so the kids could come in and be able to play.
Well, thank you very much, Sheena. Before we go on to Robert, if he has anything to add, Umberto, since you're still here, I want to make sure that, John, you have their presentation from DEP. And if you don't, would you get it from them?
I don't, but I did text Humberto, and I will probably email just in case.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now Robert, do you have anything you want to add?
We do have hands from the public. Do you want to go for
Oh,
those
all right.
first?
Well, let's wait a second, Robert. These questions, hands are probably for Sheena. So Rita, you go first.
Tina, thank you. Thank you for listening to all of the years that we have been in your ear. And when they put a shovel in the ground, I want a shovel.
That's right. I'm coming to get you, Miss Rita. I'm coming to get you, me and you.
I'm right here. I look forward
I'm
to
gonna be
seeing
with
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Okay, Lo has his hand up.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, further to Sheena's comments about the clearing of the snow, just want you all to know that Carnegie Hill Neighbors manages the Park Avenue malls from 86th to 97th. And the crossing the malls on Park Avenue is always a chore with snow because the building supers are not authorized to clear the snow beyond their immediate perimeter, and because of liability issues. So we took this on, and we hired our parks, the company that keeps the malls nice, and we paid them several $1,000s to clear the crosswalks. First time we ever did this. And I can tell you, we got a lot of phone calls of appreciation, because crossing Park Avenue with snow like this is a huge undertaking, and people could fall and get hurt. So I just wanted to put in that plug for our organization, if I may be so bold. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Lo. I'm sure the community really appreciated it. Is there anyone else with a hand up?
No, that's all for him.
Okay, so let's hear from Robert.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I see Sheena nodding. Okay. Yeah. The Judy, never ask who goes first. Sheena always goes first. Okay. I worked with 6 years. If I get and interact with that lady, I get gold star. Okay. The most important thing, huh? Last year, from 54th to 60th, we have about $750,000 worth of plants in that park. And we were able to get volunteers, New York Cares, and I got some interns from the night and day high school, and then a group of ladies, the Green Park Gardeners. So from July 4th to the first week in December, we put in 766 volunteer hours, and we brought out more than 280 large bags of weeds. We weeded every garden bed twice, and the garden beds by the great stairs 3 times. And we brought in over $5,000 for honey locust, 24 sycamore, and Andrew Haswell green. And we put the first $2,500 worth of plants adjacent to the great underneath the sculpture. And then we put in another $1,500 for the replacement plants on the Great Steps. So I just talked to someone from New York Cares, who I've worked with for 15 years, and I told them I can use 25 to 50 volunteers every other week for starting in March, and we can work them until October. So that would be whatever they can give me, but I'm just going to stay on that one part. And I do have a gardener that can help me this year with the plants. And and then another thing I wanted to tell you, we spend a great deal of time just getting all the snow out of the Andrew Haswell Green. We've got a large amount that was plowed out, and the pathway that goes 60th to 54th varies from about 8 feet or so up the ramp to about 12 to 14 feet. We got a place we could turn around at 54th Street, and then we did the pedestrian bridge there. But that is one of our biggest that we did. So that so we're going to I have nurses with me the tail end. March, and Andrew has started Street, and we'll start from 60th Street to 50. We just come back So if we're lucky, we'll get 3 rounds like we did last year.
Okay. Well, that's terrific, and we're so happy to hear that the Esplanade is being taken care, the new part of the Esplanade is being so well
No,
taken care of.
it's splendid. It's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, John, does anyone have any questions for
I
our
have a
two
general
wonderful?
question,
Go
which could
ahead, Brad.
be either Robert or Sheena. Well, actually, a comment and a question. One, thank you for all your hard work on this. I know we're all excited for the springtime. My question is, I don't know if you addressed this, Robert. It's more of a general question, but it was kind of chopping up when I was hearing your presentation. But in terms of PEP officers, do you think or know of, is there any change to staffing or frequency or that kind of thing, just in general, in terms of PEP
I
officers?
we have PEP officers all through the week. I don't have that data in front of me, but for every inspection that these do, there's about 6. Carnegie is one. There's another one named Mr. Wise, and I don't, like I said, I don't have that. I didn't anticipate this question, but
That's
I
okay.
get
It's more of a
emails.
general question, as you know, we love to have the folks around. So I'm just,
You
just
do got them.
wondering.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
finish, and I'll tell you. Every day I get emails from these PEP officers. They give me the photographs and they give me the reports. So every time they give me a report, I mark it down in my, I give a biweekly summary of what I do to my boss. And you probably have 12 or so, 13 or so people every 2 weeks that go, they start at night and they patrol the whole Esplanade there from 54th to 60th and then a little bit beyond.
that's great.
But they patrol at night, usually late at night, not during the day. But you got plenty of them.
Great. No, that's great to hear. Thank you.
Going on that question, do we ever get any PEP officers during the day? Because I know, Sheena, you've talked about in the past, we haven't heard recently, but the weather and the snow and the coldness, I'm sure, cuts out some of the problems. But do the PEP officers come during the day, like at John Jay? We had problems with, dog people and some exercise people and so on. Do we get PEP officers here on the east side? I know you don't have a lot of PEP officers from Manhattan.
We've had them in Stuyvesant, I've seen during the day. I have not seen them on the Esplanade during the day.
Okay, so is there any chance that we could, Sheena's shaking her head, get them ever to come to John Jay, Sheena? I can't, you're muted, Sheena.
You should be unmuted. Oh. No, still can't hear you.
Hello, you can hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, so yes, we do get PEP. We get PEP. They patrol Carl Schultz frequently, and they do John Jay frequently. Yes, they do. Those are the two main problems that we have in District 8. Those two particular areas because of the dogs. They can be a little aggressive. Some of the dog owners are very, very confrontational. And you can say it very nicely, and they're just, they're very disrespectful, right? And now they know what time to come because they know what time PEP is there or not. And that makes it a little more challenging, right? We open up the park around 6:30ish or so, and our PEP unit at this moment don't come in until 10.
Oh.
A little bit, maybe like 9 or something. Only they'll do if it's like a it gets so bad, they'll do a stakeout and then they'll come and do it. It hasn't been that bad, maybe because of the cold weather. But as we increase in weather, the time for them to report to work will change, and hopefully we'll be able to hire additional seasonals this year for PEP. I've been listening to the news like everybody else, and it seems to be like a little deficit. I don't know if we I don't know if we're going to be doing any hiring. I thought we were in the clear.
Every city agency has that problem, I think.
So, but you know, lately I could say John Jay, and they've been to John Jay in call shows. They're there. They're
Okay,
definitely
thank
there.
you. All right. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Rita has her hand raised.
Okay, Rita, go ahead.
Tina, I have a question for you. The other night, I heard this enormous barking. I looked at the time. It was 9:30 at night, and there were just two dogs running and barking and barking and barking. Is it up to the owner to keep them quiet at a certain hour, or it doesn't matter?
It is up to the owner. It is stated on the sign. It's a very difficult thing. I don't know. You know, I'm not a dog owner, but I don't know how quiet they can keep them, and I don't know. I guess the breed of the dog as well. So I'm gonna have to put that on the owner, right, of the dog. The sign is there, and you know, it's really like to be mindful, right, and you know, kind of lower down the barking. I don't know what can be done about that unless it's excessive, and then we can, you know, we can contact our PEP unit. That park doesn't close until 10. So it's if they were in the dog run, um, it's the dog owner that's responsible.
And you know, Rupert, the entire park is a dog run.
Yes, I do. You're absolutely right. Hopefully when we do this the park over, things will get better. I'm
Thank
hoping
you.
for that.
Thank you. I just wanted to know that
And that's not a 311 call, is it? If it's very, very loud,
It is. You can.
Rita could call
The more
311.
so the more you contact 311, right? A lot of people don't really realize that the more you contact, the more resources we can get there, right? If this is a constant problem at a certain time, then you can look at that, say every day at 9:30, this is taking place. So then we can say, you know what, we can send a unit, right? We can ask for a special unit for a week or so to come and try to address this issue,
Yeah.
right there. But the more this has happened, you know, it happens frequently, the more we can put resources there. That's why 311 is really there. We try to tell a lot of people that, you know, the more the more you know. We don't like a whole bunch of complaints, but if this is a major complaint that's messing with your livelihood, your sleep pattern, then this is an issue.
Yeah.
Right? This is the issue that we can address.
I will keep my eye on it because at this, frigid weather, most people's windows are closed. But if we get into
The warmer weather, yeah.
I'm right over the park.
Right.
I mean, I'm not 4 blocks away. I'm right here. And I'm on the 14th floor. So,
Well, Rita, I really suggest if it turns out to be a constant problem, use 311. Enough people do not use it. And what they don't realize is the more calls 311 gets about a specific issue, the more it's paid attention to by whatever agency is in charge.
Right.
And also, Rita, if you're having that problem, please let John know at the office about the complaints. When you call 311, you can drop them an email and say, I called 311 tonight about the dogs barking at 10 o'clock, or whatever it is.
Thank you.
And then he has a record of it.
Thank you.
And I did post in chat the form for noise complaints for dogs and other animals. So that's in chat as well.
Thank you.
311 is the key. Please.
That's right.
The key.
John, would you send that to me?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, if no one has anything else, then I'll ask for a resolution to adjourn. Okay, Rita is moving that we adjourn. Everybody in agreement? Okay, I see yes. Okay, have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next month. One of the things, I don't know about the rest of next month's agenda, but one of the things we will be talking about is different types of sculpture. There are two different presentations that will be put up on the Park Avenue malls. And then I am probably will have some other stuff on the agenda, but I'm not sure right now. So have a good night. Stay warm, everybody.
Yeah, stay warm.